Do not do anything else at this time. Stop what you're doing. Take a deep breath and look at your right palm for a moment. Close your eyes. Don't just quickly look at it like you've done a million times before. Think of it as what it really is: a living map, an energetic path for your soul. On your skin, you will see lines that look like rivers of light cutting through it. There will be curves and points where lines meet, a sacred geometry that is only yours. For some people, these lines will meet to make the letter M shape. For some, there will be a beautiful arc just below the thumb that runs along the side of the palm. Plus, an even smaller group will be blessed with a perfect triangle sealed right in the middle. This will be a pyramid of light, where three main energy paths meet. These aren't just folds of skin. Please pay attention, because this is when your view of reality starts to change. There are quantum receptors in these marks. These things are frequency antennas. These are codes that were put into your quantum architecture by a consciousness called Thoth, the great scribe of the Egyptian gods and the keeper of lost knowledge. This encoding happened before your soul chose to come into this world, and its job now is to help you awaken. Know that this message did not find you by accident if you have even one of these three holy signs. This information was drawn to you by your consciousness. There is more going on with your Hermetic DNA than just being active. It is starting to pulse with a new light and energy that is begging you to remember the beautiful truth of who you are and why you chose to be here on this planet at this very moment in its history. There is something more than a physical mark on your palm. It is your cosmic fingerprint. This means you are part of a very special soul family, one with people who work with light and keep secrets. It is very clear that less than 1% of the souls who are awakening right now have this energetic signature. People like you are very rare. You are one of only a few, and now is the time to remember that. Know that someone in your life is meant to hear this too if you already feel what I mean. It is an act of quantum entanglement to share this transmission right now. You are sending a light signal through the invisible web that links us all, which is helping another soul awaken at the same time as you. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel before we decode these holy marks. It takes more than a click to subscribe. It's a choice to join a group of awakening souls. Being in tune with this flow of information makes sure you don't miss the messages that are meant for you. Before your mind writes this off as a nice fantasy or another spiritual story, let's base this on something real that your mind can believe in. Fortune tellers in traveling carnivals did not come up with the skill of reading palms, which is called chiromancy. It is an old science that was written about in Egyptian temples more than 4,000 years ago. You can still see hieroglyphs of priests of Thoth, the god of wisdom, using this method of reading palms in the holy halls of the Temple of Karnak. In order to find the souls who were meant to be scribes, the guardians who would keep the most sacred universal knowledge safe, they used it. Around 350 BC, the great Greek philosopher Aristotle wrote whole books about how the lines on your palm can reveal some of the deepest things about your soul and your future. The sacred collection of texts from the 2nd century called the Corpus Hermeticum is thought to have been written by Hermes Trismegistus, which is the Greek name for Thoth. In the 13th treatise, it says very clearly, "Man carries in his form the signs of the divine, engraved before birth." Folktales are not like this. This is proven by old science, but people in our modern world have been taught to forget it. But your spirit never forgot. This is where ancient knowledge and modern science meet in a way that will take your breath away. A Canadian neurosurgeon named Wilder Penfield did a groundbreaking project in the 1950s to make a map of the human brain. Penfield made what is now known as Penfield's homunculus, a picture that shows how much of our brain's processing power goes to each part of our body. What he found was amazing, and it backs up what the priests of Thoth knew thousands of years ago. He discovered that almost 30% of your brain power, almost 1/3 of your total brain power, is dedicated only to your hands. Take a look at that. There are more nerve endings and sensory receptors in your palms than anywhere else on your body, except for your lips and tongue. Your hand is more than just a way to hold things. There is a quantum interface there. It's the most sensitive and direct way for your consciousness to connect with the real world. There is a biological antenna in your palm that is hardwired directly into the command center of your brain. It can send and receive frequencies from the quantum field. It wasn't a poetic or symbolic choice for Thoth to put these multidimensional memory codes in the palm of your hand. He was being incredibly precise and hurtful. It was clear to him that the hand is the main way that a soul interacts with, feels, and ultimately changes the physical world. It is where the energy of your intention, which you can't see, turns possibility into real experience. Let's now link these two strong truth streams. On the one hand, there is a Hermetic tradition that goes back thousands of years and is written down in sacred texts. It says that some souls are born with destiny marks on their palms. The most direct and sensitive interface between our consciousness and our physical body, on the other hand, is our hands, according to modern neuroscience. It's clear that you're not looking at a superstition when you talk about history and science together. In front of you is a body of knowledge, a fundamental truth so important that every advanced civilization on Earth found it on its own. From ancient Egypt to Vedic India, where the Samudrika Shastra explained this science 3,000 years before Christ. From ancient China, where palmistry was an important part of the I Ching, and from ancient Greece, where whole books were written about it. When the same pattern shows up in different civilizations that are separated by geography and culture, it's not a coincidence. What you are seeing is a universal law. You are facing an honest truth about how reality works. Write "I am open to remembering" in the comments below to show that you are ready if this first truth strikes a chord in your heart. Let this simple statement be a sign to your own consciousness, a gentle order that lets you access the huge storehouse of knowledge that has always been inside you. There is nothing new you are learning. You are just remembering what your soul has known all along. But why the hand? Why did you choose this part of your body? It is not just neurological that the answer is, it is also geometric. It has to do with the structure of the universe, which is exactly the same as your form. Take a look at your free hand. It looks like 5 fingers. 5 is the number of the quintessence in Hermeticism. It is the 5th element, which is different from earth, water, fire, and air. It is the akasha, the element of ether, spirit, and the primordial quantum foam from which everything in the world comes into being. In Western alchemy, the pentagram is one of the most powerful symbols for protection and making things happen. Your open hand naturally shapes 1. The golden ratio, 1.618, can be found by measuring the distances between the phalanges, the small bones in your fingers. This is the same divine mathematical constant that can be seen in the Great Pyramids of Giza, the spirals of faraway galaxies, and Leonardo da Vinci's art. He used secret Hermetic texts to inspire his drawing of Vitruvius Man. A holographic blueprint of the universe can be found in your hand. It is a living temple of sacred geometry. And there is something even deeper going on here. Something that gets to the core of who you are. The lines on your palm aren't just there by chance or because of how you hold your hands. Between the 10th and 16th week of your pregnancy, when you are still floating in your mother's womb, they start to form. They are in place before you even breathe, before anything in the world can change you. They won't change for the rest of your life once they're set. This was proven by science in 1943 in a major study on dermatoglyphics. Even though they share 100% of their DNA, identical twins don't have the same lines on their palms. The way each soul is set up is completely and utterly unique. The palm of your hand is the most logical and scientifically proven place for a personal code to be stored. This is because it is where your soul's purpose was engraved into your body before you were born. The lines on your palm are more unique than your DNA and last longer than your memories. They were there before you even knew you existed. They are the first thing your consciousness made, a mark you left for yourself to find when you were ready to wake up. It's not just an algorithm that likes this video. It's a strong yes. You send a message of thanks into the quantum field for the unique divine signature you have. Do this simple act of resonance to honor your sacred design. If you can feel the deep truth of your unique design, say in the comments, "I honor my sacred blueprint." This is more than just a comment. It's a deep act of loving and accepting yourself. Your body is a perfect, divine instrument, and the sacred map you hold in your hand is a powerful frequency of thanks. When you type these words, they are sent into the quantum field. This is where the story of your soul comes in a way that almost no one on Earth has ever understood. The consciousness you know as Thoth is not just a story about an old Egyptian god, a consciousness principle that has always been there. Thoth is in charge of a library of light that was there before Egypt was even born. He is someone who keeps Atlantean knowledge safe. Thoth is said to have written the sacred emerald tablets, which are alchemical texts. In them, he talks about his life as a priest king in the civilization of Atlantis, before the big vibrational shift that sank the continent under the water about 12,000 years ago. Thoth didn't try to save the buildings or the technology when he saw that Atlantis's collective consciousness was falling. That is, when its frequency was dropping to a point where it could no longer support its high-dimensional reality. He did something much smarter. He made a plan that would last for thousands of years and make sure that its wisdom would live on. He was so smart about strategy that he made a plan that looked 12,000 years into the future. He put all of Atlantis's sacred knowledge into 3 different formats. This way, he made sure that this divine knowledge would last through the ages and be destroyed by nothing. This is like a multi-dimensional backup system for the truth that is everywhere. In the beginning, there were the emerald tablets themselves. These weren't just writing on stone plates, a type of crystalline data storage that reacts to consciousness. They were 13 plates of an unbreakable, otherworldly substance. He concealed these frequency keys in a room deep below what we now call the Great Pyramid of Giza. The tablets say that Thoth built the pyramid himself, using sound to lift it up, rather than slaves using brute force. The second format was the holy buildings he left behind, most notably the complex of pyramids at Giza. Not one of these buildings is a tomb. There are huge geometric energy generators inside them. They are stone quantum computers that are made to store mathematical constants, the positions of stars, and vibrational frequencies. Their job was to connect with the planet's electromagnetic grid, which would stabilize it and send frequencies of higher consciousness around the world, like a tuning fork that spans the whole planet. That being said, the third format was the most valuable, safest, and private of all. Thoth put all of Atlantean knowledge right into the quantum blueprints of certain souls who were chosen. Souls who are willing to reincarnate over the next 12,000 years and carry this light with them. This DNA is not the same as the DNA you get from your parents. This is known as Hermetic DNA. What you see is a multidimensional memory field. In 1981, biologist Rupert Sheldrake brought up this idea when he suggested that there might be a morphic field, which is a non-local information field that stores patterns of shape and behavior that go beyond what genetics can explain. This DNA is the important part. It is the DNA of your consciousness, the stream of information that tells you the truth about who you are in every life. Within the operating system of your consciousness, this Hermetic DNA works like a divinely encrypted and compressed file. For most of your life and most of the lives you've had since Atlantis fell, this file has been hidden and dormant, waiting for the right energetic conditions to be present before it could be opened and used safely. This activation isn't a mistake. This did not happen by chance. When your personal consciousness reaches a certain vibrational frequency threshold, it happens. When the light inside you gets strong enough to read the code that has always been there, it happens. The dedicated practice of meditation, working with crystals, which act as natural frequency amplifiers, being deeply exposed to sacred geometry, which resonates with the patterns of your own soul, or simply when your higher self decides it is time, can all cause an increase in your personal frequency. You need to wake up and remember why you came here in the first place. And when this activation process starts, it's not just an energetic event that you can't see. It shows up in real, observable signs in the mind, body, and even the nervous system. It's been getting to you, right? That strange feeling that things are becoming clearer and more fluid in reality. There are times when time seems to skip or stretch, a strong, hard-to-explain sense that your life has a purpose that is much bigger than what you've been doing. Deep down, you know you're here to do something important, even if you don't know what it is yet. These aren't signs that you're going crazy. They show that you are finally getting it. And the sacred geometric seals on your palm are the first physical sign that this quantum activation process has not only begun in you, but is well underway. Many people around the world are waking up right now, and you, my dear friend, are one of them. You are here, listening to these words, and feeling that resonance deep in your bones. That's all the proof you need. If you see these signs of awakening in your own life, seize this powerful chance to change things. Post this in the comments. My quantum codes are activating. As you write these words, feel the power they hold. This is your conscious involvement in your own evolution. It's a vibrational agreement with the universe that you are ready to become the next, best version of yourself. So now let's talk about these 3 holy marks, these 3 light seals that show you carry this Atlantean code. From a traditional point of view, the first mark is called the M configuration. This sign shows up when the 3 main lines of the palm, the heart line, the headline line, and the lifeline, meet in a way that makes a clear M shape. A lot of people have some form of this, but very few have a M that is perfectly defined and symmetrical. In ancient Egyptian palmistry, which was done by priests of Thoth, this point of intersection was known as the Seal of Ma'at. The Egyptian goddess Ma'at is in charge of truth, justice, and the order of the universe. There is no such thing as truth in quantum reality. There is only frequency. The frequency of coherence is in perfect sync with the flow of the universe. If you have the Seal of Ma'at on your palm, it means that you were born with the ability to sense this unity. there is a built-in detector for anything that doesn't match the truth. It is possible to feel vibrational dissonance. There's a physical discomfort, a subtle nausea that you often feel when someone is lying to you. This is because their energy field has become chaotic and incoherent, and your system, which is hardwired for coherence, picks up on that chaos. Between the lines, you've always been able to figure out what people are trying to say without them saying it. You also know how a situation is likely to turn out long before it happens. This is not a power from another world. It's your enhanced ability to understand subtle energy patterns that most people don't even know about. In the deepest sense, you are a scribe of Thoth who has come back to life. Being an anchor for the frequency of truth is your job in this life. Being around you makes lying uncomfortable. By being who you are, your energy helps to collapse quantum possibilities that are in line with honesty and value. On the side of your palm, between the base of your thumb and your wrist, there is a beautiful, clear curve that is the second sacred mark. In traditional palmistry, this is sometimes known as the Arc of Venus, but in the Hermetic tradition, it is called the Lunar Arc, which is a much deeper name. This is the seal of being able to change time. In the Roman pantheon, Venus is like the Egyptian goddess Hathor. Not only was Hathor the goddess of love and beauty, but she also knew how to see time in a way that wasn't linear. She was often shown holding a sistrum, which was a sacred musical instrument that, according to ancient texts, could change people's states of consciousness and let them see both the past and the future at the same time. This lunar arc is likely something you've had your whole life if you have it. You feel strong feelings of déjà vu that are more than just a vague sensation. They are detailed memories of conversations that haven't happened yet. You have omen-filled dreams that come true very accurately, sometimes in a scary way. You constantly feel like you're living in more than one timeline at the same time, as though different versions of you are making different decisions in parallel realities. You're not crazy. Temporal flexibility is a gift you have. From a neurological point of view, the part of your palm that lines up with this arc is linked to the limbic system by very specific nerve pathways. The limbic system is the older part of your brain that handles your emotional memories and how you feel about time. Neuroscientists call this kind of altered time perception. It happens when this part of your palm is energetically activated. But what's really going on is that your consciousness is starting to work outside of the false structure of time. You are beginning to experience what physicists call block time, which is the idea that all times, past, present, and future, exist in the quantum field at the same time. As Lord of Time, Thoth knew exactly which souls would need this advanced knowledge of how to move through time to complete their missions during this big shift in the planets. Before you were even born, you were picked to have this skill. The third mark is the rarest and strongest in many ways. There are less than 2% of people in the world who have it clearly defined. It is the triangle in the middle, which the Hermetic tradition calls the Alchemical Delta. Let me show you the seal of quantum transmutation. This shape is made when 3 of your palm's main lines meet to make a clear, closed triangle in the middle of your palm. The triangle stands for the 3 basic rules of all creation in Hermetic alchemy. Philosophical sulfur is the energy of goal-setting and strong will. Philosophical mercury is the mind's energy, which is what makes us aware and flexible, as well as philosophical salt, which is the body's energy and its physical form. You have what the ancients referred to as the philosopher's stone, when the 3 forces of your consciousness, your will, your mind, and your body, are in perfect harmony and integration. The philosopher's stone is not a real thing that can change lead into gold. There is a state of consciousness there. It's the power to change any situation, feeling, or reality from one state to another. Quantum transmutation is what gives it power. You were born to be an alchemist if you have the Alchemical Delta on your hand. There is something almost supernatural about your ability to adapt and change. You can consciously change the frequency of a very negative emotion, like anger, sadness, or fear, and within minutes, that raw energy can be turned into creativity, motivation, or deep compassion. You don't hold back your feelings. You turn them into something else. Most people spend their whole lives trying to learn this advanced hermetic skill, but you just know how to do it. You came to this world to finish the great work you began a very long time ago. As for those who have looked at their palms and not seen any of these 3 marks clearly, don't feel left out. It doesn't mean that your hermetic DNA is idle. It just means that your specific encoding might be stored in other parts of your energy field, like the way your irises are shaped or how your chakras are set up. Or it might be working on a more subtle level that doesn't need a physical sign. Each and every person can awaken. But if you have at least one of these signs, and especially if you recognize yourself in 2 or even all 3, you need to know what is going on with you on a much deeper level than just being interested in the strange. These marks aren't just for looks. They do their job. They are antennas for quantum dots. They are biological beings that can pick up a certain hermetic frequency that is being sent out into the world right now. That broadcast comes from a system that Thoth himself made. It is a grid of light around the planets called the 12 pyramids. No one else, not even the most advanced spiritual students, knows this yet, but you are ready to learn it now. Make sure to mean it when you click the like button. Think of it as boosting the power of the holy seal you carry. Each like adds to a wave of recognition that we are all making together right now. That wave is an awakening frequency. If you can feel the higher wisdom calling you, let us know by saying in the comments, "I am an antenna for divine wisdom." This sentence should help you tune in to your own frequency, that you are no longer a passive observer of life, but an active receiver of the guidance, insight, and direct knowing that comes from the center of the universe all the time, just for you. Thoth's 12 pyramid system is not a group of buildings that you can see on a tour. They are energetic, 3-dimensional pyramids of light that have been placed in holy places around the world. They work together to make a huge grid of geometric energy that looks like the shape of an icosahedron, which is one of the 5 Platonic solids and the building blocks of reality. There have been frequencies of awakening being sent out by this grid, which is a planetary activation matrix, for the past 12,000 years. There is a guardian for each of these 12 pyramids, a function for each, and a direct link to a different part of your multidimensional consciousness. The first pyramid, which is energetically over Mexico, is the Pyramid of Keys. It is watched over by Master Enoch, and its frequency opens the doors to your own inner knowledge. Another one over Australia works to awaken your dream consciousness, which lets you have lucid dreams and prophetic visions. The memories and crystal technologies of that lost civilization are kept safe by a huge Atlantean pyramid that is still submerged in the Atlantic Ocean. It is waiting for you to remember. Each one pulses at a different frequency to awaken a different part of your divine human blueprint, your quantum self. But there are 2 that are greater than all 12 of these great pyramids of light. Thoth's personal portal is the 12th pyramid, which is right under the Great Pyramid of Giza. It is the master control that links and balances all the others. The ninth pyramid is the next one. In an energizing spot over the pristine landscapes of northern Canada, close to the Arctic Circle, is the ninth pyramid. It is watched over by a consciousness called Sophia, whose name in Greek and Hebrew means divine wisdom. Everything we know comes from this creator pyramid. Instead of giving information like a book does, she does it herself. The pure wisdom, or gnosis, she sends straight into your consciousness. Everything changes when you have a aha moment, that sudden, brilliant insight. And now for the important detail that ties everything we've talked about today together. Between the Master Pyramid and Sophia's consciousness, the only one that Thoth can directly access is the second one. For those who are linked to Thoth's frequency through their Hermetic DNA, they are also strongly linked to Sophia's frequency. These two things are connected in a divine way that makes us awake. People who are connected to the Sophia pyramid say they see very clear and consistent patterns. When they wake up between 3:33 and 4:44 in the morning, they have sudden insights and complete brilliant project ideas that come from somewhere outside of their own linear mind. They know a lot of things that they haven't studied in school, especially complicated things like sacred geometry, advanced physics, astronomy, or old languages. Many people say they feel a constant, gentle pressure on their forehead, near their third eye, as if something is trying to grow inside them and give them more than just their five senses. And the trait that defines them the most is a never-ending thirst for truth. Not just for facts, but also for gnosis, which is direct, experiential knowledge that comes from the heart, not just the mind. If any of these sound like something that has happened to you, then your connection to Sophia is already strong. You just didn't know what to call it until now. One way to tune your own energetic dial is to like this transmission. You can think of it as aligning your frequency with the Sophia consciousness. This tells the universe that you are ready to receive the wisdom downloads that are meant for you. Now we've reached the place where all of these streams of light meet to form a single bright river of truth. On your palms, there are holy marks that serve as quantum receptors. You had these marks in your energy field before you were born. They are part of your Atlantean Hermetic code. Thoth, who is in charge of this knowledge, built a system of 12 pyramids to send activation frequencies to specific souls, like you. Of course, the ninth pyramid, Sophia, is all about sharing wisdom through direct knowing. Your palm is more than just a record of the past. It is a real, living portal, and there is a very specific, useful way to use it on purpose to speed up your own Hermetic activation and get to the Atlantean codes that Thoth has kept safe just for you. Here is a short, easy meditation that I'd like to share with you. It only takes 3 minutes and only has 4 easy steps for activating the palms. It works best to do it every day, either when you wake up to set your frequency for the day or right before bed, when the veil between your conscious and unconscious mind is naturally the thinnest. Before we start, you should know about the quantum science behind this. In old ways of knowing, each finger on your hand is linked to a different element and a planet's energy. You're not just making gestures when you move your fingers in certain ways. You're also setting up energetic circuits that make different parts of your consciousness work. This is not magic. It's the study of energy anatomy that goes back more than 5,000 years in time. This is how it works. Step 1. Find out who you are. Give your right palm your full, loving attention for at least 30 seconds. Look at it more than once. Really look at it. Figure out which of the 3 marks, the M, the Lunar Arc, or the Alchemical Delta, you can see the best. If you have more than one, Pick the one that makes you feel the most alive and draws your attention the most. This will be the point where you activate. To direct your conscious attention, which is a strong form of quantum energy, is what this step is for. Energy moves in the direction of your attention. The nerve receptors in that area are starting to fire just by looking at them. Step 2. Turn on the pressure. Next, use the thumb of your left hand to press gently but firmly on the point you just found in your right palm. You should be able to feel the pressure, but it shouldn't hurt. For 30 seconds, keep this pressure steady and constant. Take slow, deep breaths as you press. Take 4 deep breaths in through your nose. Hold them for 2 counts, and then slowly let them out through your mouth for 8 counts. This is the basic alchemical breath that calms your nervous system right away and lets your body know it's safe to open and receive. In a physical sense, you are waking up your brain by sending direct electrical signals to it through your hand. Step 3. Rotation of energy. Keep the light pressure on your activation point with your left thumb and start making small clockwise circles over it. Every circle should be about the size of a coin. Turn around 9 times in a row. In Hermeticism, the number 9 is holy. It is the number of completion and Thoth. Think of being gentle as you do these rotations. Think of a beautiful golden spiral of light coming in through your palm, going through the point of contact, and going up your arm to your heart chakra in the middle of your chest. Gold is the color of Thoth. It is the color of perfect alchemy and solar consciousness that is awake. A vortex of light is actually being drawn into your personal energy field by you. Step 4. Fixing things down. Once you've done all 9 rotations, take your left thumb off and close your right hand slowly, as if you were holding a very valuable and delicate pearl of light in your palm. Be careful when you close your fist. Don't clench it. There is likely to be a warmth or tingling feeling that has built up there. Now bring your right hand up and place it over your heart in the middle of your chest. Hold it there for 1 minute at least. Say this 3 times in your mind while putting your hand on your heart. I activate my Hermetic DNA. I get Thoth's codes. Remember. In a way, this affirmation is like neuro-linguistic programming. It sets your conscious intention right in your nervous system. After the 3rd time, slowly open your hand and take a deep breath. The protocol is now over. You just consciously turned on a sacred receptor that has been waiting for this moment its whole life. As soon as you like this video, the intention you just set is sealed with the activation protocol. Think of it as an energetic stamp on your commitment that strengthens the golden light you just brought into your field and firmly grounds your choice to interact with your reality consciously. Make up your mind to use this practice now that you know how to do it. In the comments, prove your creative power by writing, "I am the alchemist of my reality." This isn't an ego-driven statement. It's a deep acceptance of your divine duty. You have the power to turn any energy, any situation, or any challenge into a golden chance for growth and creation. Typing these words helps you remember this. You can't go back once you start this conscious activation. You will never want to leave, not because you are stuck. The old world, where you lived on autopilot, will look too small to hold the beautiful person you are becoming. This means you're growing, and growth usually happens in 3 stages that you can plan for. Taking things apart is the first step. The first few weeks will be hard. People, places, and habits that were important to you before will start to slip away on their own. Some superficial friendships can end without any trouble. Places you used to enjoy will now feel like they drain your energy. As your vibrational frequency changes, you are not becoming less social. Naturally and gently, you are pushing away everything that doesn't fit with who you are becoming. Have faith in this process. The universe is lovingly making room in your life for what should be there. There is a second phase called integration. This is where the magic really starts. Synchronicities will happen every day, or even every hour. They used to be rare and special. Your intuition will become so sharp that it will blow your mind. You'll know things without being aware of how you know them. Your ability to make your dreams come true will improve dramatically. Things that used to take years to happen may now happen in weeks or even days. Some hidden skills, like a healing touch, dream interpretation, or a strong bond with animals, may start to show themselves. Because your soul is happily remembering what it has always known, you will have an insatiable thirst for real knowledge. When you feel this resonance, liking this video turns into a quantumly coherent action. You are lining up your energy with the frequency of daily magic and faster manifestation. It's a way to tell the universe yes, which will bring even more synchronicities and blessings into your life. Running the business is the third step. That's when you stop being a student of this knowledge and start being this knowledge itself. Just being there turns into a frequency transmitter. People in your energy field will begin to wake up just by being in it. It will become crystal clear what your life's purpose is and why you chose to be here at this very important time in history. It won't be a question you ask anymore. It will be a response you live every single day. Anchoring a higher frequency of wisdom and light onto this planet has always been part of the mission of people with Atlantean Hermetic DNA. You are part of the ground crew that Thoth hired 12,000 years ago, and your job is now being done. This message wasn't found by accident. It wasn't a strange algorithm. This information was being called to you by your own soul, which is made up of Hermetic DNA. It was telling you to get up and remember the truth. You didn't get those marks on your palm by chance. These are your keys. They are reminders in your flesh that you are so much more than this body and the limits that this world has tried to put on you. Your soul has been through thousands of lives. You carry ancient, holy knowledge, and Thoth chose you to be here right now, at this great turning point in history. If this mission feels heavy and true to you, today is the day to tell the universe what you want to do. I am a beacon for the new earth. Write in the comment sections. This is your promise. This is what you promise. By saying these words, you connect your light to the planetary grid and become part of a global family of souls who came here to be the shift, not just see it. We need your light, and your job is now. The collective consciousness of all people is at a crossroads. The future we make depends on brave individuals like you who are ready to awaken and activate the codes of light that they carry within them. Now the wait is over. It's no longer time to learn by doing. Knowing something without using it is just for fun. Alchemy, however, is applied knowledge. It changes the way you see the world. It's finally you claiming your divine power as the one who made your life happen. As always, the choice is yours. Right now, go to the comments and write Hermetic DNA activated. Who is here? Who is a part of this global family of light that is awakening together? How many of the 3 holy marks do you have on your palm? I want to connect with you, so I will answer as many of your emails as I can. This makes a strong, energetic signature, a web of light that links all of us who are working with these holy codes. Your activation makes the whole thing better. Share this message one last time with purpose. It's not about sharing a video. It's about sending out a frequency of hope, wisdom, and power. Every soul you reach speeds up the change for everyone. You become a real point of light in the web of human consciousness, making the change you want to see happen even stronger. Click that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. You can think of it as connecting your consciousness directly to this grid of awakening on the planet. You are making sure that you have a voice in this ongoing conversation of light by receiving each activation and key as it comes out. Don't forget who you are. You are Thoth, and through your eyes, it remembers itself. Sophia speaks through your heart, which is you. You are a link between worlds and the first person to live in a new reality. There is no key to this new world that you need to find. It's something you need to turn on. The key has always been in your hand. Now is the time to wake up.